Let's learn the piece Legend by William Gillock from 24 Lyric Preludes in Romantic Style. He wrote one in every single key, and this one is in D major. You usually do not associate D major key with heavy pensiveness, but it's kind of interesting that he marks it Legend, pensively weighing each dot carefully for this particular one. And there are indeed lots and lots of tenutos, especially in the very opening where there's tenuto on every single eighth note. It's in 2/4 time, and I realized after kind of surveying this piece that following the exact pedaling that's given is very important to the harmony. So pay extra attention to where you're changing the pedal. Let's take a look at the first 8 measures, which makes up the very first section. And let's see. Look at the right hand chords really quick. It starts with the D major, and then only the top notes will change. So bottom two, and we call that common tone. D and F sharps are gonna stay the whole time. So there is a little rest. One, and then is A, B flat, B flat. Make sure that you kind of shift your weight, loosen up that thumb to the right side of your hand so that you're voicing the top. Okay. And since the slur is formed like that, I would say the natural dynamic shape within the, here let me show you in red, within the mezzo forte is kind of like this. And then there's an immediate change to mezzo piano, so it's going to be softer there. And left hand, let's see. Left hand is just single notes, play everything kind of pensively, connect when you can. Physically, obviously the repeated notes you cannot connect, but try to stay the full count for that. Let's just play the left hand by itself once with the pedal, just to show where the slurrings are and where the changes are. Okay, we'll go one, because 48 quarter note is quite slow, so maybe I'll just put the metronome on 96 and then play it with 96 equals to eighth notes. It might be easier to keep track. One, and ready, go. D, A, change. Notice how the pedal changes where the notes change in the left hand. Change, and then hold A, D. You hold it all the way actually until B here. And then change, change, and then now you hold again. A flat, G, and then hold F sharp, B, F sharp, B, all the way. So it might be visually helpful to mark all the long pedaling. So for, let's see, even the first one, you have to hold 3, right? After that is whenever the notes change, you change the pedal. And there's a longer pedaling here. Between at measures 3 and 4, and then there's a longer pedal from 5 to 6, and then probably the longest one from 7 to 8. Okay, so it's important that you follow this pedaling in order for this piece to be really working harmonically. All right, so let's do left hand alone with the pedal once more. Ready, go. 1, A, G sharp, heavily, so arm weight on every single one. Change, now the long pedal. Shift, change, 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 down, long pedal. Change, change, and then longer pedal. And then now let's take a look at right hand notes. I know it's best to sight read hands together, but for the sake of instruction, we'll just do right hand alone for now. Let's do it without pedal, voicing the top. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and G sharp A. I'm using like a wrist on every single note. And then now the quiet part. 1 and D, E, F sharp, and 2 and now probably the softest part. So the first part is probably the most important in the right hand. Let's do it hands together. 1 and 2 and together. Change pedal, change, change, change. Hold. Sorry, that did not sound. Change, change, change. Now hold pedal. Goes to B minor here, so. And that's the softest part of this first section. So it sets up for a build-up. So we're gonna go crescendo gradually throughout, and our ultimate arrival is at measure 13, right? So you actually don't have that much time to crescendo. So let's build up. Left hand has a 2-note slur, so you're gonna do kind of a down, up motion, down, up. And the right hand is, there's a 3-note thing. Whenever there is a 3-note slur, 99% of the time, the phrasing goes like this within. So the second note of the slur is the loudest. So this is how it works out. 1, down, up, and then overall shape is crescendo, right? So then you think measure by measure. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, and then I guess 4. 3 is kind of a one thing. So it gets louder, louder, louder. Kind of like in a terrace dynamic style. 1, 2, 3. Like that. And then that will help you. It's 1 pedal per measure. And then 2. Now 3. To replay everything, and then long pedal, and this is an arrival point. Okay, and look at the left hand slurring and pedaling in measures 11 and 12. So it goes down, up, now change, change, and then change, and then you're gonna hold, and then B, A. In order to use a strong finger at the end, maybe let's use 2 and 3, so that we can use 3 for the downbeat of measure 13. Okay, so let's do it slowly, or it is slow already. Let's do the build up starting from measure 9, and then I'm gonna go 1. Okay, 1, 2, ready, and 1, C, D. Now 3, the loudest. Hold the pedal. 3, 2, 3, and then change. And then you can do it even slower than before. Okay, right hand notes, exactly same as the opening. Check. Left hand is not. Left hand has full chords now, and the fingering's gonna be, D stays the same here, so it'll be 5, 3, and then 4, 3, and then B flat is 2. So kind of natural how it falls. 4 for G sharp, 3 for A, and then B flat is number 2. Okay, so let's now do the last section. It starts really loud, decisively. It says deciso, lento. Lento is slow, so even slower than before, I guess. And then start from measure 13 for that climax, okay? This is when the legend comes to life. Ready, and 1, change pedal here. Hold the pedal, and then diminuendo, change, A, down up, down up. When I say down up, it means wrist goes down and up, right? No, my fingers naturally went to number 3 on G sharp actually. G sharp, maybe you can do 3 or 4. That's up to you. And then bum, 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 bum. Here maybe 2, 4. Can you see that? 2, 3, 2, and then 1, 3, and then 1, 5. Okay, let's play the ending. Oh, cannot, hold on, not standing. Starting from 2nd 8th note of measure 16. Ready, and go. D, change, and then hold pedal, down, up, down, up. Stay and hold the pedal, and then super soft, and how soft can you play on the lowest D? Oh, that is loud. Maybe I need help of soft pedal. 1, 2, just to guarantee. Slide. Yeah, that's more like it. The reason why I slide on the soft notes is so that it sounds. Sometimes if I stay on the note, look at my finger, and then go directly down, it may or may not sound. This is a digital piano, so it's sounding. But on an acoustic especially, it might not sound. So that's why I slide, just to guarantee that. Okay. There you go, legend. Maybe come up with your own story for it, or your favorite legend. Okay. Hope you enjoyed this piece.